Hi there everyone, my name is Clarissa. Welcome to my channel. I am I've been really feeling called lately to start a YouTube channel that is tarot based. So here we are. If you're here, this is my very first video, so welcome. Thank you for joining me. I really got into spirituality and tarot during 2020 when the pandemic was happening, when I was trapped inside. For most of the day, I was really getting into tarot videos on YouTube. It's funny because I actually got the first ever pick a card reading recommended to me. And it was weird because I had never watched a tarot video before that. I had, looked up some things about the law of attraction, manifestation. So maybe that's how it got drawn to me or selected as something that I should go ahead and watch. But it was very interesting. And before that, I had never really given much thought to tarot. I always saw it as the way that they portray it in TV shows and in movies, that tarot is this, practice that you use to communicate with the dead, like the Ouija board is. It's only used by people who are like actually psychic or, mediums or whatever. I never really gave it much thought other than that, but after watching that tarot video, that pick a card reading, it was very much like this one, where there were piles laid out. I was asked to choose a pile, which I did, and I really didn't know what I was expecting from the reading, to be honest, but after watching the reading, it really, really resonated with me. I still remember that reading, and I remember it making me cry, and I felt really seen in a way that I don't think I've ever felt seen before. And I don't know, I felt like my heart chakra space was just like lighting up on fire, in the best possible way. And so for me, it was just like very, very beautiful. And ever since then, I've used this as a divination tool for me to connect with my spirit guides and my higher self and things like that, to help me better understand what my purpose in this lifetime is, and the different directions that I could take, and my outcomes with certain directions that my life is already headed in or currently headed in, and whatever. So for me, tarot is a very spiritual, beautiful practice, and I really wanted to be able to offer to someone else what was offered to me, in terms of really connecting with my spirituality. I grew up in the Catholic Church, and for quite some time I have disassociated myself from the church. I want to say since I was about the age of 18, 17, I really started to disassociate from the practices of the church. They just don't align with me and who I am as a person. And if you're here and you're very religious and you feel connected to God, no shame in that. I'm not here to stigmatize or tell you one way is better than the other. Just for me, that practice didn't work for me. Organized religion just didn't work for me. And I needed something that was a little bit more broad and a little bit more obscure, something that allowed me to connect to what resonated with me, if that makes sense. So that's why I'm here. I'm hoping that if you find this reading that, maybe you're an experienced pick a card viewer, maybe you're not, and that's okay. And I hope if you're not, and this video finds you, that the message that you received today really does resonate with you. And if you're someone that was like me, that was really struggling with your purpose here on earth and your spirituality and your soul and just connecting with all of that, I hope that this resonates with you and helps you. I also want to say just briefly, I have a French bulldog and you may hear him snoring in the background. If you do, I apologize. I've tried to get my mic as close to me as I can so that hopefully it doesn't pick up on as much of that noise, but there is a possibility you will hear him. He likes to be right next to me at all times, so there's really not much I can do about that, so my apologies. But I will try and speak as loudly and as clearly as I can to hopefully drown some of that noise out. Anyway, after that little brief introduction of myself, let's go ahead and get into the reading for today. So as you can probably tell from the title, I was really trying to channel messages from your spirit guides and your spiritual team, so that I can provide you with these messages, and hopefully it will help you in some way and resonate with you. So for today, we have pile number 1, 2, and 3. For pick a card, for my new pick a card viewers, all that you need to do here is really listen to your intuition, and pick a card based on your gut, what your gut's telling you, what you're the most drawn to. I will tell you that your intuition will not guide you in the wrong direction if you truly listen to yourself. So don't worry about picking the wrong pile. I would also like for you to keep in mind that these are general readings for a collective of people. So you're not the only person that'll come through and pick pile number 3 if you pick pile number 3. And so not everything in the reading may completely 100% resonate with you. You may have been called to pick that pile because there was one little snippet or a little bit in there that you were supposed to hear. Now, if a pile is completely not resonating with you, feel free to come back and pick another pile. Maybe one of the other ones will. You can watch the entire video all the way through and decide what resonates with you most. The choice is up to you, and the choices are endless. I just wanted to reiterate there's no wrong way to pick a pile, okay? So don't feel like if you pick one, you were really supposed to pick the other. Like, don't worry about it. You can watch both of them if you want. If there's 2 that you're really drawn to, whatever works for you, okay? Now these are little like affirmation cards. They're kind of cheesy, I'll warn you, but they're cute, and they have good messages in them, messages that I think are something that you clearly need to hear. So go ahead. I'm going to give you a minute to pick which pile resonates with you the most. You can pause the video if you need to kind of sit on it, and then you can go to the description box, and there will be timestamps for your pile that you select, and you can click on that timestamp to take you to your reading for today. So thank you so much for spending this divine time with me, and I will see you in your reading. All right, hello, pile number 1. So if you selected this lovely card right here, this is your pile. So we're going to go ahead and read this affirmation first, and then we'll go ahead and get into the lovely tarot cards that you received for the reading, okay? So this little card says, indulge. I can't do this. I shouldn't do that. I really need to start. What if we did away with lack and started living more fully, breathing more deeply, laughing more loudly, crying more deeply, eating more heartily? What if the only thing we placed a limit on was how much we place limits on ourselves? And so the question now becomes, what are you waiting for? The world is a juicy place, ripe and waiting for you to sink your teeth in. So that is the little affirmation, the card that I got for you from Spirit. So let's go ahead and get into your tarot cards for this reading. So as you can see here, they're all laid out for us. The cards that you received are the Devil, the Nine of Wands, the Six of Wands, the Queen of Swords, the Ace of Cups, and the Lovers. So first of all, I really want to talk about the Devil card here. If you're new to tarot, the Devil card may seem scary to you, but it's really not a scary card. I truthfully don't believe that there are bad cards in the tarot deck. There are some that have harsher meanings than others, but in regards to like cards being good or bad, I don't believe that they can be labeled as good or bad cards, right? Because they're messages that we need to receive. So starting off here with the Devil, based on this card here, what really stood out to me in this card was when it said, what if the only thing we placed a limit on was how much we place limits on ourselves? So for you, pile number one, I'm not feeling like the devil is necessarily some outside person or even substance that is, limiting us in some way. I don't believe that, for most of you that this is pointing to a certain individual. I feel like for most of you in this reading, the devil is actually talking about you. I don't know how well you can see in the card here, but there is like it looks like puppet strings that are controlling like an individual down here. And this person is supposed to represent the devil in this reading, in these cards, I guess I should say. And so for you, I'm really getting the feeling that you have a lot of self-limiting beliefs that are holding you back from accomplishing the things that you want, or even just like from keeping you from loving yourself and really accepting yourself for who you are and the things that you bring to the table. I just feel a lot of this negative mental energy, and I really feel like the devil in this instance is your subconscious mind, controlling you in the worst ways, and making you believe things about yourself that are not true and about others that are not true, and keeping you in this place of fear, essentially, because our subconscious mind, while it's there to protect us, it really does keep us in this state of fear, because it constantly says to us, well, what would the worst outcome, what would the worst case scenario be if we did X, if we did whatever. And so I really feel like for you, that is the case. And the message that I'm really getting from Spirit is that we need to move away from this. We need to come out of this. We're essentially blocking some of the best parts of ourselves, or the best things that we could accomplish, because we're living in this place of lack, this place of fear, this place of doubt. And, again, whether it be doubt that you can make X amount of dollars, whether it be doubt that you will be loved by anyone, whether it be doubt that you are valuable just the way that you are, whatever it is, Spirit is really asking you to move away from this mentality. Spirit is really asking you to examine these thoughts and to do things to heal yourself from these thoughts continuing to occur in our lives. It's very interesting in terms of like psychology. So actually, like, I didn't get into it earlier, but my background, I'm a nurse. And so I don't know everything there is to know about psychology, but we did have to learn quite a bit about psychology in nursing school, as well as like leading up to nursing school, like the prerequisites into getting into nursing school. And, our subconscious mind really develops by the age of 8. So the things that other people are telling us that aren't true about ourselves, or the things that other people put onto us because they're reflecting their own hurt and their own thoughts about themselves onto you, those things stick with us. And unfortunately, then as adults, that voice of our inner child, of our subconscious mind, is there with us whether we like it or not. And for some people, they have very good programming that was done for them at a young age, where people made them feel valuable and loved and appreciated. And then for other people, you were told you weren't good enough, or you were told that you'll never be able to accomplish this, you'll never be successful, you'll never be this, or this. And it's just not true. And I know, like, you may not believe me. I get the feeling like that some of you are just like, yeah, whatever, what do you know? But I'm telling you, like, these things are not true. These old ideologies that we have, they're there so that we can protect ourselves from like shame and fear and guilt, right? If we really are a failure and we believe that let me backtrack. If we believe that we're a failure, so we never try, we can never fail, right? So we can never be embarrassed or feel shame because we failed at something. But that is just not a way to live your life. And, it's really, I feel like this card to me is just like making me feel like, you're blocking your soul, you're blocking your spirit from like flourishing and doing the things that it really came here to do and wants to do and accomplish. And like, get in this beautiful state of mind that, our dreams and our passions are valid and like we can accomplish them. But you really do need to spend some time like working on yourself and working on those subconscious thoughts. And I'm not saying you have to be happy all of the time. No one is happy all of the time. I don't believe in like being overly positive all of the time when that's just not what we're feeling. It's okay to like sulk in those bad feelings and like feel bad for yourself. Your feelings are always valid. So don't forget that. But like we need to be able to bring ourselves out of those mental states. We need to be able to say to our subconscious mind, I know that you're just trying to protect me, but I need to do this for me, for us, so that we can do what we came here to do and we can live in our truth and our authenticity. Because I just really feel like we're not there. And this could also be another message that's just kind of coming through for some of you. Maybe you're trapped by your limiting beliefs in a career or in a place, like a relationship even, that you are not happy in because you think that that is the best that you deserve. And I just really am feeling like there's this call from like your soul that no, we're supposed to be doing something else. We're here for greater reasons than, a 9-to-5 office job that we don't like, than a mediocre relationship where our partner doesn't respect us. So I'm also getting that message come through. So if that may be like a very particular message for somebody. So if that's resonating with you, please listen to the fact that you deserve more. And I get the feeling just by looking at these cards that you deserve so much more than what you're accepting from other people, and even from yourself. Because let's be real, we can be our harshest critic. Sometimes we can be the meanest to ourselves. And you really need to like hype yourself the fuck up, dude. Like, you need to hype yourself up. And you need to be your number one cheerleader and supporter. Unfortunately, like in this life, sometimes we are the ones that I'm gonna take that back actually. All of the time, we are the one that has to believe in ourselves and hype ourselves up, because I'll tell you from firsthand, other people can hype you up and believe in you, and that's great. But if you don't believe in yourself, you're not gonna get anything accomplished. You're not gonna get anywhere that you want to, okay? So it's just really important that you believe in yourself. Moving on here a little bit, the Six of Wands is also really showing me that, we're kind of coming from a turbulent place, and we need to move away from that turbulence, from that negativity. And it's very interesting, these have the same kind of coloring to them. And the Six of Swords, is very much so about us moving away from, old situations and circumstances that don't serve us, and moving towards things that are brighter for us, for our future, for our livelihood. So, again, moving away from these negative self-limiting beliefs, and moving toward, a brighter, happier tomorrow, a brighter, happier future for ourselves and the things that we truly want. So when I was shuffling your cards, the Queen of Swords was actually on the back of the deck, and I love the Queen of Swords. Whenever she comes out in one way in a reading, I have to go ahead and incorporate it. So I felt like it was another message that you were supposed to hear. Kind of going back to how the devil could be representing, people in our lives or a career that isn't serving us. I'm sorry, my French bulldog's moving around a little bit. I kind of mentioned that in the beginning of the video, that he may be making some noise in the background. So if you can really hear him, my apologies. There's just nothing I can do. I love the little guy, and if he wants to be in here, I gotta let him be in here, Anyway, back to what I was saying, with the Queen of Swords here. I feel like she came out because for some of you, you really need to be setting firm boundaries with other people. You may have some people-pleasing tendencies. A lot of the time, when we have our own self-limiting beliefs, it roots back to this idea that, well, if I don't do this, I will not be inherently lovable. Someone will not love me if I don't sacrifice who I am for other people, if I don't sacrifice the things that I want for other people. And I'm just really getting a loud message from Spirit that you need to stop. You need to stop that behavior and that attitude. Some people, not all people, but some people do not mean us good. Some people are not here invested in our highest good and the things that will serve us the best. And I'll tell you from firsthand experience, as somebody that is still working through setting boundaries with other people, that shit is hard, okay? It's really, really hard to get out of that mentality. But the Queen of Swords is literally the bad bitch of the tarot, okay? Like, she knows how to set boundaries with other people. And she knows like what she deserves, and she is like a fierce protector of those around her, but also of herself. And she doesn't give too much of her time and energy and emotions to people that do not deserve it. So if the devil really resonated with, you sticking in relationships, friendships, romantic relationships, other platonic relationships, or even like your family, because let's be real, we love our family, but I love my family. I have a very great family, great supportive family, but not everybody does, okay? And even sometimes your family, I'm sorry, my French bulldog is moving the tripod around a little bit here. Let me make sure we're still in shot. All right, we're good. So as I was saying, sometimes even our family doesn't necessarily mean us well, or sometimes the things that they say or have said to us in the past that are sticking with us, sometimes, because of that, we really need to be able to set strong, firm boundaries with people and tell them it's not okay for you to talk to me like that. It's not okay for you to say those things to me. And you'll know better than me, like, what really resonates with you here and what you need to be doing. But I just really feel like you need to set firm boundaries with people, and you need to stop letting people walk all over you. Because again, like, we shouldn't be having to give more to other people than they give to us. I feel like there should be a balance, like a good equilibrium of like what we bring into other people's lives and what they bring to us. And so I'm just really feeling like if you learn to set boundaries with other people, this may also help you in your healing process. When it comes to your subconscious mind and healing those self-limiting beliefs that you have in regard to yourself. Overall, like, we have great outcomes here, right? We have the Ace of Cups and we have the Lovers. And so I'm getting two different messages here. So again, two different types of people maybe tuning in here. Now, I'm going to go back to if this is you, if the devil here is you and like the self-limiting beliefs you have, then I feel like as we kind of work through our self-limiting beliefs and we learn how to set boundaries with other people, and, we really tell ourselves, like, I can do this. Again, like this card said, what are you waiting for? The world is a juicy place, ripe and waiting for you to sink your teeth into. So I feel like once we kind of heal that relationship with ourselves and our inner child and our subconscious mind, you will have so much love come into your life, and that could be, romantic love, but I'm feeling like it'll be love and appreciation for yourself, okay? And the things that you offer to this world, as well as like, this just like really speaks to me as like, your heart chakra really opening up and you feeling warm and fuzzy and beautiful. Like, life is such a beautiful place to be in, and really like accepting yourself for all of your flaws, because The Lovers, while it can represent like a romantic partnership, the Lovers also represents like balance and harmony, but like us accepting like all of the dark parts of ourselves, the parts that like, you know, we may not love to show to other people and that we don't like represented all the time, and the parts of us that we try to push away because, you know, we're afraid of what other people will think of us, or what our family will think of us, or what, you know, like the judgment that comes along with that piece of us. But I'm telling you, like, it's so important for you to accept for you to accept yourself as you are completely. It doesn't matter what other people think about you or have to say about you. All that matters is what you think about yourself, okay? So, you know, it's really important that you work on the mental anguish that's kind of going on for you. I know, girl, I've been there, okay? I'm still working through it myself sometimes. And you work through these self-limiting beliefs. Like I said, for some of you, it may be, you know, related to wealth and prosperity. Others, it may be related to your body image. Others, it may be related to your relationship to yourself and other people, and, you know, what you view as love. And I just really feel like you'll be able to truly love yourself. And again, you know, we have to be able to love ourselves before we can love somebody else entirely. So this will lead into good situations for you in your partnerships that are to come. And even just like your partnership with yourself, because at the end of the day, we have ourselves, okay? You have this, you have yourself, you have your body, and you have your soul, and you have yourself. And I'm not saying to not rely on other people when you need it, but you have to be able to enjoy being with just you, because if you don't like yourself, like, it's really, really hard to just want to be with yourself. So, you know, really work on that relationship with you. Now, for the rest of you listening to this reading, if the devil was representing, you know, another person for you, somebody that may be manipulative, you may be in a current relationship with somebody that just is not good for you, and that brings out the worst in you and in themselves. You know, I don't judge. I'm not saying that you're a bad person or that person is a bad person. Sometimes we're just not good people together, okay? And sometimes we need to realize that and walk away from those partnerships that do not serve us and bring us, you know, down into lower vibrations and frequencies than we need to be in. If we're able to walk away from that person in that situation and really learn to set like proper healthy boundaries with people within our relationships, I feel like, again, you'll get this outcome of like love and happiness with another individual. And you'll find a partner who really truly appreciates you for who you are, and loves you and all of the dark parts of you, all of the parts of you that you try to hide from everybody, that really intimately loves and accepts you. So those are the messages that I have for you guys in regard to tarot. I did draw some other cards from you, or for you, excuse me, that I asked Spirit to communicate with us as well. So I have this deck here. It's called Mindful Messages. I will link all of the decks below in the description box if there's any that you are interested in purchasing. I usually get all of my decks off of Amazon. It's just easier for me. But, you know, there are a lot of places you can get decks. Anyway, we won't get into that here. So the additional messages that Spirit has for you are: together. I love working together with others and how it makes once impossible dreams possible. I see there is strength in unity and how much we can accomplish together. Asking for help is not weak, it is powerful. So I'm getting like two different messages from this. For some of you, maybe you need to seek professional help to kind of start working through these, you know, self-limiting beliefs that you have. So for some of you, maybe you really need to go and see a psychologist, see, you know, a therapist, and have somebody help you work through these self-limiting beliefs. Some of us can do those things on our own, but I will say, like, working with a therapist is very beneficial. And there, you know, sometimes it takes some time to find somebody that you really resonate with and that gets you, and that's okay. But sometimes it's like super helpful to have a therapist to work with through our problems, and have somebody to talk to and, give us pointers as to what we should do to help us move on. For others of you, again, like I can see that, like I said, if this is, supposed to represent your romantic relationships, for you, that, maybe again, not maybe, but, if you do fall out of this cycle of being with somebody that is toxic and manipulative and controlling to you, and you're able to, create healthy relationships, you'll really see the value of partnership, and what like a good unity can bring you, like what a good, marriage or relationship or partnership can bring you, because I do think it's very important for a lot of us, to find people in this lifetime that lift us up, and that show us the importance of having another person there to help us. And this just really like even resonates with me because my husband is very, very supportive, and is probably one of the best people that I know, and has taught me so much by being in a partnership with him. So perhaps for some of you, that is what Spirit is trying to get across. I also have this card, Fuel. I enjoy doing things that fuel me. It feels great to do things for myself, just as much as I do for others. When I make sure I am taken care of, I can better show up for those in my life and for the work that I do. I love that. I think that, again, when we're kind of trapped in these self-limiting beliefs, or when, we're in negative, toxic relationships, it really drains us. And, that's another beautiful thing about the Ace of Cups, right, is we're representing like our cup being completely full, and us being able to like give to other people. And so again, I feel like you're going to be at your best when like you feel like your cup is full. And then you're going to be able to give to other people in a relationship. You're going to be able to give more to yourself, in terms of like the love and the compassion that you show to yourself. So yeah, I just really feel like that's such a beautiful card. And for those of you too, like I'm also kind of getting another message that comes through, and this could be just me, Clarissa, speaking, or it could be your spirit guide speaking. This really resonates with me as well because, I am currently making this tarot video. I love and enjoy doing tarot readings for people. That's what really like lights up my soul and like just makes me feel at peace with myself. And so for some of you, maybe again, like I had mentioned previously, like you might be in a situation, like a work situation, that just isn't good for you. And maybe you need to leave that situation because it's draining you. I've been in plenty of those situations as a nurse. And I'll tell you, like, they don't do anything good for you. All it does is continue to drain you and give you less to work with, to give to yourself and to give to others. So that's just another message I want to pass along, and maybe that'll resonate with you. The next card that I have is Doing Our Best. We are all doing our best with the understanding and awareness we have in this moment. Any decision I take is okay, no matter the outcome. I make the best of any situation and learn as I go along. Do your best. I love that. Again, like, I feel like this is just for those people that like have really harsh self-limiting beliefs, and tell themselves like, oh, I'm not good enough, or oh, like my work doesn't matter because nobody cares, no one appreciates it. I feel like this is really for you, and just like another message from Spirit that we're all doing the best that we can, we all do the very best that we can every day, and that's like what's important, is that you give it your all and you give it your best. And it's not going to be, healing is not like a perfect path, okay? Like you're not going to start with a therapist and, become healed in 3 months or a week or whatever. Like healing is a long journey. And so we just have to like do our best every day and continue to like work and improve on ourselves, okay? So don't be so hard on yourself if, you know, it takes you 5 years to get to a better mental state. As long as you're working on yourself, that's all that matters. As long as you're like starting to realize, you know, these beliefs don't serve me, like they don't help me in my relationship with myself or other people, like you're in the right direction, okay? So don't be so hard on yourself. And then the final card that I got, well, not the final card, but the final card of this deck is I am enough. I am beautiful just as I am. I'm sorry, I'm gonna cry. I am beautiful just as I am. I am loved just as I am. I am worthy just by being me. I don't need to fit in. I just need to be myself, and the right people will come into my life. Those who see and appreciate me for all that I am. Very beautiful. I'm gonna cry, I think. Wow, that hit a chord. I really just feel like that's reiterating kind of what we talked about. That you are worthy and you are beautiful just as you are. And even though you may tell yourself that you're not good enough, or other people in your life may have told you you're not good enough, it's just not true. And you are, and you're beautiful, and you deserve people to treat you with kindness and beauty, and you don't deserve people in your life that make you feel anything less than what you are. So I'm just really not going to reiterate it too much. I'm going to let that message stick for what it is, because it's a very beautiful card. I'm going to take a drink of water real quick. Just excuse me for a second. My mouth is getting very dry. Okay, much better. Okay, so for the last cards that I drew for you, I went ahead and used my lovely Moonology deck. And the first card that we got for you was Don't Let Your Past Hold You Back. Again, I think it really speaks for itself. This is also, excuse me, it says, don't let your past hold you back, South Node. So if you know anything about astrology, I love astrology and could go on for days about astrology. Our South Node represents our karma that we brought into this life. It represents the talents that we brought into this life. So for me, for example, I am a Taurus South Node and a Scorpio North Node. So I brought with me practicality, the ability to make money and invest money and work hard for the material possessions in this realm. And, you know, depending on where you're, if you're not that much into astrology or you've never looked it up, I really do encourage you to look up your birth chart and see where your South Node is. Sometimes that can kind of explain to us a lot about why we're struggling with certain things in this life, why we're focusing on certain things in this life, because sometimes I feel like we get in this like inclination, this pattern to like do what's comfortable, right? And that's what our South Node is. It's our comfort zone. And we really need to break out of that comfort zone. And again, like I talked about earlier with our subconscious mind, that is our comfort zone, right? We're stuck there because that is where our subconscious feels comfortable. Our subconscious doesn't want us to push beyond this feeling of comfort, you know, because it's trying to protect us from failure, from fear, from humiliation, from shame, from all of these like negative emotions and feelings. But we don't grow when we're stuck in our comfort zone. So again, I really feel like Spirit is wanting you to step out of your comfort zone and to do the things that may scare you a bit, that may be hard. I really feel like Spirit wants you to work on yourself and work on your subconscious mind because it's holding you back, okay? And we don't want to stay in our South Node energy. Our goal in this lifetime is to move more toward our North Node and become more like our North Node. That's our destiny. So another card that I got for you is Nothing Will Come of This Situation. And then I also got A Time to Give Rather Than Take, New Moon in Virgo. So What I'm getting from these cards, again, nothing will come of this situation. Void of Course Moon is that card, that's the middle card there. Excuse me. Sorry. I feel like I'm just kind of like buffering here. So give me a second. So what I'm really getting from this is that we will not be able to move forward and nothing good will come of us being stuck here, okay? So whether that's in a negative toxic relationship, whether that's in a negative toxic mindset, whether that's in, you know, a negative family dynamic or whatever, nothing is going to come of us staying stuck in that situation. Again, we need to not let the past hold us back. We need to not stick in our comfort zone. We need to move away from that in order for us to move toward love and happiness. And for us to be able to form solid relationships with other people. Now, the new moon in Virgo, a time to give rather than take. I'm taking this as a time to give to yourself, okay? I think that it's important that you take time to give to yourself. Virgo is actually very introspective, and Virgo loves to help other people. So, you know, Virgo loves to give itself to other people, but in particular in this message, I'm feeling like you need to give to you, but also not take other people's resources constantly. So like what I mean by that is like not putting your, I'm just really getting like the word projection for some reason. So like don't project your insecurities and like your issues that you have going on onto other people, right? So, you know, it may be a really good time for you to internalize, to take some time to yourself, and to spend some time working on healing yourself so that you can give more to other people in the future. But based on the rest of the reading, I'm not feeling like you need to, you know, try and give too much of yourself now. I feel like your cup is low and you need to refill your cup before you can give to other people. But I'm essentially getting like, don't try and take too much from other people either. Don't try and, you know, like use somebody as like your emotional dumping ground or emotional like punching bag while you're working through your shit. And that may be a really good reason why some of you need some extra help and need to go to therapy, because hey, you know, you're paying your therapist to help you out, and the best therapists are in therapy too, so they understand, you know, where to draw the line and like, you know, what they can and cannot do for you. And so, you know, I feel like it may be really important for you to lean on a professional versus trying to like lean on a friend and, you know, take all of their mental, emotional energy trying to heal yourself. That's not to say that you can't ask for people's support on your journey of healing. It's more so like I said, don't use people as your emotional punching bag or dumping ground for all of your emotions, especially your friends that are like, or people in your life that are like very empathetic and like want to be there for you. A lot of the times people like that are very, very highly sensitive, and so it drains them a lot to help you. They want to, but it drains them a lot as well. So, you know, give to yourself at this point in time, so then, you know, in the future you can give more to other people. I hope that wasn't too confusing. Overall, this is like a very beautiful message from Spirit to just learn to love and appreciate yourself and stop being so damn hard on yourself. I really hope that something from this reading or the whole reading resonated well with you. If you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more content, and I will see you in another video. Thank you for tuning in. Bye-bye. All right, hello, pile number 2. So if you picked this lovely card here, this is your pile. So we're going to go ahead and read the message that's on the back of our card here first, and then we will get into the tarot cards, okay? So first, the message that we have here is abundance. True abundance, my love, is not just about money. True abundance is about recognizing with grace and humility what has already been sent your way. Abundant in life, abundant in love, abundant in movement, abundant in the almond milk latte your coworker brought you this morning. Start to appreciate the ways in which you are already so looked after. Start to build wealth in the little things, and you will find the rest comes easy. So I have never actually gotten this card in the deck before, but this is such a beautiful message. Yeah, it's very beautiful. I really like that a lot. So I hope that that message resonates with you. And it's always just so funny to me. So I did shuffle like these cards off camera for your for the rest of your reading here, but I actually hadn't read this card yet. But like it makes so much sense. I love that about tarot, how the cards just seem to come together like that. Yeah. I hope that everything looks okay on the camera view for you. You know, this is like my first time really making this kind of video, so I will do better as time goes on. I'm just doing the best that I can. So anyway, I hope that you're able to see all right. But yeah, this is such a beautiful message. I really like that for you guys. So we'll go ahead and get into your lovely tarot cards now. So for this reading, you got the Five of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, the Six of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the Five of Swords, and the Ace of Wands. So let's go ahead and get into it. So first off, like when I saw this card, and then after reading this, it really makes a lot of sense to me. So I really get the feeling that we may kind of be stuck in a lack mindset, or we may feel like we don't have, you know, an abundant amount of resources, or really, like when I see the Five of Pentacles, I think of like the physical realm, right? So I think of, you know, us feeling lack in terms of money, in terms of our physical possessions, in terms of even like health, that we may be feeling lack with like the material things and things that go on within our body. If you look at this card closely though, you can see that, you know, there's a girl here that's like got her head in her lap, and she's very upset. You can just tell by her body language how upset she is. And it's like she feels like she's locked out of here, but there's a key right there, right? Like, so the Five of Pentacles in this case, and, you know, tying in with this card, I feel like for you really represents our mindset, and how, you know, this feeling of lack of the material things is more so like an internal feeling, and it's not necessarily like fact. And, you know, I'm not saying you can't be going through like a hard financial time at this point. If you are, like, my heart really goes out to you. I understand what it's like to, you know, be feeling like very financially insecure. So if that's the case for you, and that may be the message for some of you, just know that, like, this is not a permanent feeling for you. Like, you have so much potential, and, you know, what goes up must always come back down, right? Like, everything always balances itself out in the universe, and so don't feel like this is gonna be you forever if you're here. For those of you that like may feel like, you know, you're in a place of lack financially, for some of you I feel like it really is just like your mindset. Maybe you don't have as much money saved up as you thought you would at this point in your life. Maybe you don't have a home and you thought you would at this point in your life. Maybe you had to move back in with your parents or someone else in your family because you just kind of have fallen on hard times and things have been difficult. But like, what spirit I feel like is trying to say to you is to like not undermine all of the rest of the beautiful things that you have in this life. So much I feel like we focus on the material, on the money, on the finances, and like those are important. Don't get me wrong, like that shit's freaking important, because unfortunately we live on a freaking planet where nothing else matters sometimes but money, and it makes things very difficult, especially if like you are in this state where you're just like not making as much money, or you're losing money because maybe you got sick. And if you live in the US like I do, you know, again, I am a nurse. I understand how expensive healthcare is. And so, you know, maybe you've just kind of fallen on hard times, but like I'm really getting the message from your guides that like it's not gonna last, okay? And like for you, I feel like it'll be very important for you to sorry, I like completely lost my train of thought there. I feel like it'll be very important for you to focus and be grateful on the things that you do have. So, you know, even if we're in a state of financial lack right now, to not focus so much on the financial lack and to show gratitude for, you know, again, maybe we had to move back in with family, showing gratitude for the fact that we have family to move back in with that can help us. You know, showing gratitude for the people in our lives that we appreciate and love, showing gratitude for, you know, the air we breathe, our pets, our whatever. Just being grateful to like wake up in the morning and have the opportunity to live another day and be alive. I understand like that we're not all privileged to live the same lives, and some of us struggle with other things, but like I said, I'm really feeling like this will end, okay? Like this too shall pass. Like we've got the 5 of Pentacles, and then I'm gonna skip over the Queen of Wands here real quick, but you've got the 6 of Pentacles, right? And like they consecutively 5 and 6 goes after 5. So like I feel like we're gonna move on from this, you know, negative space that we're in. But you know, just based off of this card, like again, remember like what the card said, you know, true abundance is not just about money, it's in the love that we have with those around us, and you know, just being grateful for the everyday things that happen, and you know, finding things to be grateful for at the end of the day. If you don't already do this, I would really encourage you to like start a gratitude practice, because sometimes it's like really easy for us to get wrapped up in all of the things that we don't have, right? When really like we need to show our appreciation for the things that we do have, because gratitude is such a high frequency for you to vibrate on to attract the other things that you want in your life, because lack only attracts lack. And girl, boy, whoever you are listening to this, my non-binary kings and queens, let me tell you something. It's very easy to get stuck in this lack mindset. And so I have to do it occasionally too. I really need to be better about it, about having like a daily gratitude journal. But I have to go back into these cycles of writing down things that I'm grateful for every day, because sometimes we get so wrapped up in the negative, that we really need to physically make ourselves think about the positive things. So that's just a message that I'm getting, for some of you. For the rest of you, again, like if you are really going through financial struggle right now, like really hard financial times, it won't stay, okay? I want to touch on the Queen of Wands here a little bit. I love the Queen of Wands for many different reasons, and you also got the Ace of Wands here. So the Queen of Wands here for you, I really feel like, you know, us falling on these hard financial times, or like struggling with our material possessions, has really shot our confidence. Maybe you work for yourself, maybe you got like a demotion at work, maybe, you know, you lost your job or something, and you've really fallen on hard times. And you know, like this to me, like this posturing and this card is just like so symbolic of somebody that just feels hopeless, and somebody that feels like they can't accomplish anything, and like they can't, like, I mean, she is like so hopeless here that she doesn't even see the key that could open this door for her. Like, I just feel like your confidence was shot. I feel like you need somebody to hype you up, or you need to hype yourself up. Like, again, we attract what we put out into the universe. So if we're constantly putting out this like feeling of lack, of, you know, I'll never be good enough, I'll never have these things that I want, blah 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 blah, it just, we attract more of it, right, when we do that. So I really feel like you need to build up your confidence again, and you need to believe in yourself again. Or maybe, you know, that's something you've always struggled with, is your confidence and your ability to like be like, look, I'm a bad fucking, like, excuse me, I'm a bad bitch, or I'm a bad, like, I'm a badass, I'm whatever. Like, I really feel like you need to really hone into that energy and really believe in yourself. The Queen of Wands is such like beautiful energy. She's so passionate and creative, and like she really cares about and loves the people around her and wants to see them succeed. Like, she's happy by your success. She's not one of those people that, like, you know, pretends to be happy for you and then talks about you behind your back. Like, she actually cares. And so this could be like a person for you in your life that maybe you need to spend more time with. Maybe there's somebody in your life that like really hypes you up and like really loves you, and you know that like what they say to you out of kindness, and they want to help you and they want to see you succeed. Maybe you need to spend some more time with that person in your life. But maybe you also need to be that person for you. Maybe you need to be the one hyping yourself up and, you know, telling yourself, like, you've got this, you're so talented, like, you're gonna come out of this, you have these talents, you have these things in your corner, and, you know, this is just like one bad day, we're gonna come out of it. Like, it's just like that beautiful positive energy. And like, I'm not about toxic positivity here, okay? Like, I think it's okay to wallow. So take the time you need to wallow and be upset for yourself. That is fine. It's not okay to make your emotions, or tell your emotions, or tell yourself that your emotions aren't valid, okay? That's not okay. So take the time that you need to wallow, to be upset, but also know that like you're gonna come out of it, and you need to start, you know, hyping yourself up and telling yourself that you will, because it's very important for you, okay? Again, we're gonna move into this Six of Pentacles energy, which I love for you. The Six of Pentacles is a lot about, you know, balance and essentially like things in the universe, like I said, balancing out, right? So we've got our two hands here, and it's like this constant like cycling of giving and receiving. So you know, that could be another message for you too, that when you do have the funds again, when you are able to, you know, take care of yourself, give back to other people and help other people out too, because you know what it's like to be in this situation now where you don't feel financially secure. So, you know, make sure that you give back to others as well, and help others that like and I'm saying this when you are in a financial like stable place, to give back to those in your life that may not be. And you know, this could also signify, you know, somebody doing this for you too. So maybe that's how you kind of get out of this situation, is somebody is kind and helps you. They love you, and they want to help you. And maybe that's your Queen of Wands person for you. They are at a point where they're financially stable and they can kind of help you out. And then, you know, when we have people like that in our life that are willing to help us out, we need to continue to give that to others and give back to that person as well. You know, it's all about reciprocity. Like, in my opinion, that's kind of like one of the other laws of the universe, right? Is that like, in order for us to receive, we must be willing to give as well. So keep that in mind. But you know, I'm really seeing that there's like a positive shift of things after this low point that we may be having now. Okay, so going on here to the Hierophant. I will be honest with you, I don't always love this card. It's not really my favorite card. Not for any reason in particular. In the normal like tarot decks, a lot of the time the Hierophant is represented as excuse me, as like a priest or like the Pope or whatever, and you know, people coming to him for guidance. I like this card a lot better though, because it's just like this person represents like a very spiritual person to me. So for you, also, you know, kind of tying into our like Queen of Wands energy here, and like this negativity that we've been dealing with when it comes to money or our material possessions. I feel like either, you know, this could represent like you and like your intuition and like listening to yourself, like your higher self, or it could represent like somebody else that like will come in that has wisdom for you about our material possessions. It could be, but as well, like, you know, about letting go of this like negative mindset towards money. I don't know if you've ever, this just like came into my head, so I feel like I need to share it with you. If you have never like examined your own like feelings or like self-limiting beliefs or whatever when it comes to money, you may want to read You Are a Badass at Making Money. I'm really bad. Like, for some reason, I'm thinking the author's name is like Jen Cisneros, but it may not be. But it'll come up like if you search it in Amazon or something. It's like it's a book with like a green cover, and it literally says like You Are a Badass at Making Money. And in the book, she really examines like these self-limiting beliefs that we may have to like making money that prevent us from making more money. And there's like exercises and stuff in there that you can work through, and that may be very helpful for you, especially if like this is like really signifying like your financial stability and the lack that you may be having around your finances, the lack mindset you may be having around your finances. Just, you know, something that you could potentially check out. I read it and I think it's a very helpful book, especially because like it really makes you think about, you know, where these thought processes came from in regard to money, and, you know, why you think that way, how to unlearn some of those negative thoughts and things like that, because they essentially like keep, you know, money and abundance away from us. These like thoughts do. So, it could also represent for you somebody like that you see as like a spiritual guider or guidance in your life. If you're religious and you do go to church, maybe this is like your pastor or your priest or whoever. But like I'm not necessarily getting that vibe. For some of you that may be the case, but for others I'm really feeling like, you know, this is even like you. That like maybe you haven't been listening to that spiritual side of yourself, and really tapping into and like reconnecting with that piece of yourself. And that may be kind of why we're here right now, right? Because we haven't taken the time to explore that piece of like our soul that we need to explore in this lifetime. I'm really feeling like, again, for a lot of you, that this is like our own mental, you know, like despair kind of, or like our own mentality about like, well, I'll never be good enough to make this much money, or I'm just not good with money, or, you know, like whatever. Because with the Five of Swords here, I'm just really getting like this mental energy, like this negative mental energy, that we need to walk away from. Like we need to leave those thought patterns behind, so that we can really like receive abundance from the universe and like continue to receive beautiful things from the universe. And you know, there may be also like for some of you, you may be currently like in a career or situation at a job that like just does not satisfy you in any way. And so we have like a lot of mental anguish surrounding that, but also like I feel like that's why I'm feeling like maybe you need to reconnect to yourself and like reconnect to who you are on a spiritual level. the Ace of Wands in this deck is like very beautiful to me, because the Ace of Wands is all about like our spirituality, our passions, the things that like drive us and like light up our soul and make us happy. And in this card in particular, like whenever I see it, it just really makes me think of like opening up your third eye, and really becoming aware to like all the beautiful spiritual things around you, and like the reason why your soul came here. Like I really feel like you were meant to experience abundance in this lifetime, like not just clearly, because like this card was saying like not just our financial abundance, but like experiencing all of the abundance that life has to offer in terms of love and family and partnerships. And like I just feel like you're here to live this beautiful life, but like you need to reconnect to like what makes you happy. And especially like if you're stuck here because you're in a current career that doesn't fulfill you, like you really need to reconnect to yourself spiritually. You need to reconnect with your soul and figure out like what it is that drives you and like makes you truly happy. We are on this earth for such a short period of time in this lifetime. I believe that we live multiple lifetimes, but that's like a different discussion all in itself. But you only get to live this life right now. And so like don't take it, or don't take advantage of it. Don't God, like I'm like really buffering. I feel like spirit's really trying to send me a lot of messages, so give me 1 second here. Don't take, that's what I'm trying to say, don't take this life for granted, okay? And don't over focus on the things that you may not have financially, because again, abundance comes in so many forms in this lifetime. So yeah, I really just think that you need to reconnect to yourself and, let what drives you guide you, and in terms of your career, in terms of like your finances, in terms of like what makes you money and sustains you in life. I feel like you need to be connected to those things. Like for some reason, I'm just really drawn to like the wands here, and also like the Hierophant. Like if you look at, the cards, they're kind of like the same coloring wise, and I think that's very interesting. Because yeah, it just like makes me think about, reconnecting to our spiritual selves and finding the things that make us happy and joyful in this life. Yeah, and for some of you, you may really need to seek out like a spiritual guide or something, or, somebody that can kind of help you on that pathway. Maybe you need to do some reading and some research. But yeah, I feel like the only thing holding you back here is yourself, and these thoughts that you may be having regarding like money and your material possessions and what you think you're worthy of. And I'm telling you, like the Queen of Wands is here to tell you that you're worthy. You're worthy, okay? You deserve all of the things that you're wanting in life, okay? So I did go ahead and I drew some more cards for you to get some additional messages from Spirit for us. So we'll go ahead and go over those now. So the first card that we have here is Unlimited. I create my reality with the thoughts I think and things I focus on. I am unlimited in my ability to create a beautiful life full of good and love. I mean, what did I just say? Wow. It's crazy to me how much this can really like resonate and tie together. Yeah, dude, like you have unlimited possibility to create the things that you want in this life. It really boils down to, what do you believe that you're capable of? And that's what you'll be capable of. So don't get stuck on this idea that you're not good enough to have the things that you want in this life, because you are. You are good enough to have those things. You must overcome, these self-limiting beliefs, this lack of confidence that you may have been having, and like this mindset around money and what abundance truly is. Because again, abundance is more than just the money that we make. It's a culmination of everything in our life and everything that we have to be grateful for. So just remember that. But that's a very beautiful message from Spirit. The next one we have here is return to the body. When I am caught up in a stressful moment, I can move my awareness to my body. Is my jaw clenched? My body tense? How is my posture? This helps me to see where I can relax and let go of tension, how I can return to any situation more calm and present. I love this for you. I was gonna say something earlier and I wish I had, because now it just seems like, you know, whatever, Clarissa, like, sure you were. So like, I thought it was interesting that like both the Hierophant and the Queen of Wands, like their legs are crossed, right? And they're both kind of like sitting on the earth. At least I think she kind of is. Or she's like meant to be like kind of sitting on the earth, like reconnecting with nature. And like, you know, she has her black cat there. So she's like connecting with like spirit and with like, you know, animals, and, you know, reconnecting with nature and like whatever. And, you know, he's sitting here on the ground reconnecting with nature, barefoot. I'm pretty sure, no, she has shoes on, but still, I really feel like grounding is going to be very important for you. So like, go outside. It's like starting to warm up in most places around the northern hemisphere, I guess. You know, it's going to be summer here in most places. In the northern hemisphere, it will be summer. You know, it'll be winter in the southern hemisphere. But anyway, here, you know, like in North America and Europe, wherever you're watching this from, it's starting to warm up. The days are getting longer again. It's beautiful outside. Go to the park or something and just like take your shoes off and like put your feet in the grass and just reconnect with nature, reconnect with earth, and, you know, meditate even to help you like return to your body. That's another thing I was going to mention too, is like they look like they're almost, you know, like in meditative positions, or like they could switch to like meditation at any point in time. And I feel like meditation may be very helpful for you. So, you know, try to do that, try to reconnect with your body. And again, like reconnect with this awareness of who you are. I feel like we get so wrapped up in, you know, the negativity of what's going on day to day, as well as like getting wrapped up in, you know, I need to make this amount of money, I need to do this, I need to do that. You need to reconnect with your soul and your body and your purpose for being here, okay? So like, return to your body, do some grounding, do some meditation, listen to yourself, all right? You need to listen to yourself. The next card that we have for you here is intentions. Today is a fresh start. No matter how my day was yesterday, I can make of today whatever I want. My intention for the day is blank. Write your intention and tape it. You can't do that part, so I'm just gonna skip that. But if you had this deck of cards, which I'll link them in the description box, you could write in what your intention is for the day. Again, you can't make this shit up. Sorry, I need a drink of water. Give me 1 second. Okay. You cannot make this up. It's crazy how much these are tying into your reading. I feel like for you, because we were kind of talking about, you know, coming to terms with like our self-limiting beliefs around money and around prosperity, around abundance. I feel like it would be really helpful for you if you started to write down the things that you want to achieve and write down your goals. There are people that believe there are like more proper ways to do this. I am one of those people that kind of thinks that like I would look into like journaling and stuff for manifestation. There's probably a lot of videos you can find here on YouTube. But also another book that is coming to mind for me is The Magic. I don't know if you've ever heard of that or read it, but essentially it's like a book from the authors of the law, like that do like the law of attraction books and stuff like that. I can't even remember like what the actual, maybe it's just called the law of attraction, I don't know what the actual like book, original like book is called, but oh, The Secret, that's what it is. And like The Secret is all about manifestation and law of attraction, and The Magic is all about like doing practices to like help us with gratitude. And I feel like that may be very important for you, something to read. The Secret may also be something that you need to read and learn more about. But like, you know, it's really important for us to set our intentions of like what we want in this lifetime. And so I feel like that would be very helpful for you if you actually started writing down your intentions. I feel like Spirit is telling you to write down what your intentions are for the day, for the week, for the year, for whatever. And, you know, take every day with stride. It's interesting too, because like there's a staircase here, and it's like you're not going to be able to get to this high point right away. Like you have to take every day like one step at a time. And so I think it's just like really important for you to take things step by step and to really like take each day as it comes, and, you know, write down the intentions of what you have for your life or for the day or for whatever. The final card that I have for you from that deck is Creator of Happiness. I reclaim my power to create my own joy and happiness. It is not dependent on any outside source or individual, therefore it cannot be taken away. It can always be found within me. That's beautiful. Yeah, I'm really gonna kind of let that speak for itself, but you know, you are the creator of your life and the creator of your happiness. And really, like I said before, you know, learning to practice gratitude, learning to appreciate what we have in this lifetime, can really help us become people that see the glass half full, right? Ultimately, you're responsible for your happiness. You're responsible for how you feel and how you react to situations. I mean, all that we really truly have that we can control in this lifetime is our reactions and our feelings. Like, I guess I shouldn't say our feelings necessarily, but like our ability to be happy every day. Because, you know, sometimes like other people will interfere and like cause us to be like in a bad mood, but like you can see the things that they did as something like worthy of altering your mood for the day, or you can just say, you know what they did is out of my control and I'm still going to be happy. Like I'm not going to let them take my happiness away. So just remember that, like, you are the creator of your life and of your own happiness. Okay, it's a very beautiful message from Spirit. And then finally, I have a couple more cards for us here from the Moonology deck. So one of the cards we got here is Don't Let Your Past Hold You Back, South Node. So like, it's funny because I actually got this same card for the last deck, the last pile, excuse me. So if like you're drawn to pile 1 at all, you may want to check out that reading. Maybe there are some messages in there for you as well. But Don't Let Your Past Hold You Back, South Node. I don't know how much you guys know about astrology. I love astrology. I'm a bit of an astrology nerd. So really the South Node represents, like what we're bringing into this life from previous lives, whether it be like our gifts, our karma, whatever. So for instance, I am a South Node in Taurus, and so I brought into this I brought into this lifetime with me, I brought like, you know, stability, grounding. I brought in like a hard work ethic, knowing how to make money, manage money, understand, you know, money and like material possessions. So I totally understand this 5 of Pentacles energy. And I really feel like Spirit is saying, don't let like the downfalls or like the reason why you're here now hold you back from accomplishing what you want in the future. Our South Node is our past, and we don't want our past to hold us back. We want to be able to move toward the goals of our North Node in this lifetime, the things that we want to, our soul came here to achieve. So don't let that past hold you back. And don't let like these previous situations that may have occurred hold you back either. You know, like, sorry, I'm like noticing how the lighting, like my mic may be in the way of the lighting. Sorry about that for that card. But anyways, just, you know, treat every day like a new day, because every day is a new day. And don't get tied up in things that have happened in the past, because you know what? The things that happened in the past happen to teach us a lesson. They're there to teach us, you know, okay, like, that didn't work for me. That plan of action didn't work for me to make money. So what can I do now in the future to help myself? What can I change? What can I alter to make a better outcome in the future? So don't get so wrapped up in, well, like, I failed, so I should just never try again. No, that's bullshit. You need to keep trying and you need to keep pushing, especially if it's something that your soul really wants you to do, okay? So yeah, there's that card for you. And then we also have, what do you need to release? Waning moon, okay? Again, I really feel like for you guys, it has to do with our mentality surrounding money and our ability to make money, our ability to hold on to our material possessions, our ability to, you know, be grateful even in situations or days where things happen where we're like, why did this have to happen? Woe is me, like, what the hell? Again, everything that we experience happens for a reason. So don't get so tied up in, you know, why did this happen to me? Let it go, you know, process it, live out and validate your emotions, and then let it go. We need to release these things for us to move forward and be successful in life, okay? And then finally we have expect powerful change, new moon eclipse. Beautiful. You guys, I really feel like your guides really, really love you and really want you to know that, like, everything's gonna be okay, all right? Like, even if it doesn't feel like everything's okay right now, even if you feel like, you know, you've been dealt the short end of the stick, everything is going to work out for you, okay? You have to believe that. You have to show yourself that love and that understanding, that compassion. Let go of, you know, these negative mindsets you may have about money or the things you're able to acquire in this lifetime. And watch how much your life changes. Watch how much your life changes when you start to be grateful for everything. I guess I should, like, let me take back a little bit. When you start to be grateful for the beautiful things in your life that the universe has already given to you, watch how much your life changes, okay? It's beautiful. It's beautiful how much our life changes when we show gratitude for what we have. It's beautiful how abundance comes into our lives when we appreciate what we already have, okay? So, you know, really do that, take that to heart, you know, understand that the money will come. I really feel like it will for you guys. Once you're able to appreciate everything else and, like, you know, remember every day that you're in control of creating your life and you're in control of your own happiness, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and leave the reading at that, pile number 2. Thank you so much for joining me and for listening to this reading. I really hope that resonated with you. If you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up. Go ahead and leave a comment below so that I know that you got to the end of this reading. Let me know if it resonated with you. And I will see you in another video. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. All right, hello. If you picked this card here, you picked pile number 3. So we're gonna go ahead and get into your reading today. First of all, I would like to read the affirmation that is on the back of this card that you picked, and then we will get into your tarot cards. So, this card says, leap. It can be scary, dear one, to allow yourself to embark upon challenge, or to embark upon change. The depths of the unknown can seem so treacherous when we stare into them, safely perched in the clouds of our comfort zones. Alas, the irony of finding little to no real peace, little to no real growth in these misleading, comfortable realms. So take the leap, make the change. You are guided beyond measure. You are supported without question. But my darling, there is a catch. You must be the first to go. You must jump first and allow the universe to catch you. Sorry, I'm like stumbling over my words there. But that's a very beautiful message, and I feel like it ties in very well to the tarot cards that I ended up getting for you today. So first of all, it's very fitting that one of the cards that you got today is the Fool. The Fool is all about leaping into uncharted territory, but the Fool is also about making sure that the leap that you're making is a calculated one, right? We don't want to just like completely dive headfirst into the unknown. But you know, if this is something that you've been thinking about doing for a while, you also got like some pentacles here as well. So for some reason, I'm just getting the feeling that this has to do with like your career or financially for you. And so if there's something that you've been sitting on for a while and you just haven't acted on it out of fear, I feel like Spirit is trying to let you know that it's okay to go ahead and make that leap, that change that you're wanting to. Again, it's important for us to make sure that we have some sort of plan in place. I love the Fool because I love this idea that, you know, it's okay to go forth head first into different challenges, different avenues, different pathways, and learn and grow as much as we can. But, you know, I also think that it's important to take calculated risk. So, you know, if you're like, if you're trying to completely change careers or something along those lines, I just really feel like I'm getting the message that you should absolutely go forth with that, but make sure you have a plan in place for it. Don't just go into work tomorrow and quit your job without any plan as to like how you're going to break into the new career or field that you're wanting to. So just, you know, obviously take the risk, but make sure that you're not completely throwing caution to the wind, okay? But this card is really urging you to go ahead and make the leap. So I'm assuming that if you picked this pile, you've probably been sitting on something for a while, and you probably do have kind of like a plan in place or an idea of what you would do to move forward, but you are holding yourself back. And I really get that message as well here with the Hanged Man, that perhaps you are just kind of at this standstill right now. I like to think of it as like a purgatory where you're not moving on to where you want to be, but you're also kind of like at the point where you've moved on from where you used to be, and you're just kind of in this like limbo, which isn't always the best place to be. And for some of you, I'm getting the message that maybe, you know, obviously, and I think that this is true for a lot of people, finances are kind of holding you back. You know, maybe you're just, I'm getting the feeling for some reason that for some of you, perhaps like you're in a partnership with somebody and you kind of like share the bills equally, or like, you know, maybe you live with a roommate or something, you guys split rent or something like that. And so you're afraid that you may not be able to come up with your portion of the bills, of the rent, of whatever it is that you're needing to pay. And so I feel like, you know, our holdup here is finances for a lot of you. Maybe not for some of you. Maybe for some of you, I'm also getting the message that you have like a partner or something. If some of you that are listening to this are entrepreneurs, you may have like a partner, like a business plan kind of laid out. You may have like an investor or something that is currently kind of like standing on the sidelines waiting for you to say, all right, let's go ahead and do it, because they've told you that they'll invest in your business or in your idea. But there's just like this sense of fear that I'm getting. Obviously, I think that that's coming through with the Hanged Man, but also like your affirmation card saying that you need to leap. I just feel like maybe like our material possessions and the things that we need to upkeep daily are what are holding us back. And I'm just going to say, like, from experience, lack creates lack, and fear creates more fear to come to us, right? So if we're living in this like lack mindset, that if we take a risk and, you know, we're worried about the outcomes, and we're morely focused on like our fears, you know, that's just going to create more of that for us, right? We can't expect to get anywhere sometimes without spending money. So for some of you, this could also kind of be the sign from the universe, like, you know, one of these hands is you, one is the universe, and it's like the continuation of reciprocity of you put, you know, time and money and effort into something, and that's what you'll get out of it. So, you know, keep that in mind, that you know, everything always balances out in the universe. So you know, if you put a lot of time and money and effort into something, and that's where your energy goes and flows to, then that's what'll come back to you, okay? But you know, you can't be hung up on this fear that you'll never make the money back, because if you live in that state of fear, that's what's going to happen. You'll never make that money back, okay? So it's just really important that you focus on the laws of like and ideas of reciprocity, where you know, what you put in is what you'll get out of it. My apologies if you hear some noise in the background. My dog is just on a new one today. So he earlier was snoring in some of the clips, and now he's wanting to fight his sister, I think. So yeah, and he probably wants in this room, and I've put up a gate and he's not happy about it. So if you hear anything in the background, that's what that is. But anyway, going back to the reading here. So I also kind of get the feeling that maybe there's like a lot of internal conflict going on for you. Perhaps you know that you're wanting to move forward with this new career change or this new path, and there's just something subconsciously holding you back, or even for some of you, I'm getting the feeling that it may be people in your life that are holding you back, that, you know, are putting ideas into your head, or, you know, telling you, oh, you know, you can't accomplish this way, you have to do it this way. And all you're wanting to do is like get to that goal, and like, I feel like this is probably like even a passion project for some of you, that this is something that you really feel called to do, and all you want to do is get to where you need to, but you're letting like other people's opinions influence you. And I really think it's important right now that you listen to your intuition and you listen to yourself. And you don't focus as much on what other people are telling you to do, because what may work for them may not work for you. I know that a lot of the time people have good intentions with the advice that they give us, but ultimately you have to do what's best for you, because they don't walk your shoes and they don't live your life. So don't let, you know, the opinions or even like the discouragement or worries of other people affect you. You cannot live your life based off of other people's projections onto you. When people come to you with like fear and doubt, and they plant that seed in your mind, which you may already have anyway, if you are somebody that overthinks a lot, you may already have those seeds of doubt, and then they kind of like help water and flourish those even more for you. You have to keep in mind that people often project their own fears and worries onto you. And so when people are giving you those kinds of negative emotions or feedback, it's usually less about you and more about them and how they feel about their own capabilities. So, you know, take those things with a grain of salt, and really, you know, trust in yourself and that you know what is best for you. I just like these other two cards are just absolutely beautiful. You got the Empress and you got the Nine of Pentacles, which, like, my apologies, I did this with the other piles, but I totally just jumped into yours. I filmed those ones back to back, and this one I'm filming a little bit later. So you got the Fool, you got the Six of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, the Five of Wands, the Empress, and the Nine of Pentacles. And so kind of moving on to this energy here, like, I really kind of like what they did here. So the Empress can represent fertility, but I don't typically read her that way. I read the Empress as being like creative, fertile ideas, if that makes sense. And so I feel like what we're getting here is that, like, what you are wanting to do, like, it is something that, you know, you've been wanting to do for a while. It's something you've been sitting on for a while. You may have even kind of started some of the progress and things that you needed to do to get in place for this idea or career or whatever to come to fruition for you. And I mean, like, it's beautiful. Like, you have a whole like world that you've kind of created inside of you, and it's time to like let that thing be born and birth it out. But the Empress is a really great card in terms of like abundance, prosperity, our physical needs coming to fruition. And I really think that, you know, if you kind of let go of other people's opinions or even your own like self-limiting beliefs or ideas of like what you think you can do to be successful, then I think that you have the ability to get here and to create something, whether it be a business, whether it be, you know, a side hustle, whether it be, you know, like I said, for most of you, I'm getting the feeling that this is related to career. So, you know, you're on your way to like creating something very special and very beautiful, and something that I think that you've been longing to create for a while. And know that in the Empress, like, you have the ability to make that thing successful, as long as you put that time and energy into it. I really like here that the moon is here as well, because I do think that the Empress does represent, you know, that divine feminine, the creativity, intuition, fertility, you know, all of those things. And so again, I think that this is really trying to tell us that you really need to listen to your intuition, and you need to listen to, you know, that bubbling feeling in your gut that you get, like that excitement that would drive you and help you in your process here, creating what it is that you want to create, or, you know, pursuing a career that you want to, or whatever. But I think you really need to listen to yourself and stop listening so much to the opinions of other people. The final card that we got here for you is the Nine of Pentacles. And this is such a beautiful card. You know, really, like, what I'm seeing here is that you will be able to have financial abundance and just abundance in general. You'll be able to, you know, take care of, I like to think of it as like taking care of your garden, right? So it's like you're able to, you've planted the seeds here of the things that you want, and then you're able to harvest those things here. And there's just like so much happiness and joy that comes from the Nine of Pentacles. And it really is like a card of being able to give back to other people, but also being able to take care of yourself. And so I feel like, you know, there's just like this feeling of financial freedom here for you. I feel like you can see it in the expression of the individual on the card, but also like the bird here kind of representing that freedom to, you know, be able to do certain things that maybe you couldn't before, that, you know, financially like you couldn't do before. Being able to afford material items that you couldn't before, you know, being able to like make your space or your home more comfortable, more beautiful, more you, because you have the time and the money to do those things. But yeah, I just really think that this is a beautiful card about like being able to take care of yourself, financially being stable enough to do those things, as well as like feeling financially stable enough to help take care of others, or, you know, help others when they need things from you financially. So yeah, this is overall like a very beautiful reading so far. I do have some other cards that I went ahead and drew for you as well. Some other oracle cards to get us some more information from Spirit, and see if there are any other messages that Spirit would like us to pass along to you. So let's see here. So looks like the first card we've got here is it's not personal. People's reactions or opinions of me are really not about me at all. People tend to project their own insecurities or fears onto one another. So when someone speaks unkindly to me, I'll remember they have something going on that has nothing to do with me. Yeah, couldn't have said it better myself. That is exactly kind of what we were talking about here with that Five of Wands energy. You know, like I said, sometimes other people, while they may mean well, they do project their worries and fears onto us. And then again, that'll plant those seeds of doubt for us if they weren't there already. And so again, like, don't take that negativity from other people personally, because it has more to do with them than it has to do with you. Okay. I think that's really nice that Spirit wanted to reiterate that for you. The next card that I have for you here is play. I am completely engaged in what I do in the here and now. I call it play instead of work. I am deeply fulfilled by all that I do. That's a beautiful card, and a beautiful message. Again, like, I really feel like with like this wands energy, which is all about like fire and passion and drive and our spirituality, our soul, the things that kind of light us on fire, in the best ways that like light that fire inside of us. And the Empress here, I really feel like what you potentially could be going into is like a passion project for you, something that really excites you, that you really enjoy. And I'm going to be completely honest, like, this is probably more of a message from me than from Spirit, but there's nothing that I enjoy seeing more than somebody that has truly found their purpose and that truly enjoys what they do, because those are the people that I feel like radiate the best energy, the most positivity into the world, because they have found something that truly fulfills them. And, you know, it doesn't always have to be related to career. I feel like it is for you guys in this reading for some reason, but, and like even getting that card, you know, talking more about career and like doing the things that we enjoy, and like calling them play instead of work. But, you know, I really think that that's important, because unfortunately we live on a planet where we have to work to survive, to make money, to do all of the things that we want to do. And I think that it's important that if that's the case, that we do something that we thoroughly enjoy. So I think that's really beautiful. And I think that's kind of another message to you, that if what you're doing currently isn't something that makes you happy, that maybe you really do need to think about career changes and different pathways for yourself. And I really think that Spirit is calling you to do that. The next card that we got for you here is Creator of Happiness. It says, I reclaim my power to create my own joy and happiness. It is not dependent on any outside source or individual, therefore it cannot be taken away. It can always be found within me. I think that the last pile actually got this card too. I'm pretty sure it was the last pile that got this card. So if you felt drawn to that pile, there may be messages in there for you from that pile, or for you in that pile as well. But, you know, this is just like another really great reminder that we can't depend on the opinions of other people, or even like other people in general, for our own happiness, right? Like, we have to go out in the world and seek our own happiness, and we have to be able to know, you know, what makes us happy, what lights us up, and what doesn't. Because at the end of the day, no one is responsible for you and like your emotions other than yourself. You are solely responsible for your happiness and, you know, how you handle anything that's thrown at you every day. You are solely responsible for the outcome. No one else is. And so I think that this is another great reminder that, like, you got to take life into your own hands. You got to leap, and you got to trust in the universe to catch you. Because you, at the end of the day, are the creator of your life and the creator of your happiness. So, you know, again, like, don't let other people bring you down. Don't let other people's opinions influence you too much. Especially when it comes to things that are career related, or you doing things that truly make you happy. Like I said earlier, other people don't have to live in your shoes. They don't have to walk a mile in your shoes. They don't have to live your life. So do what makes you happy. Don't worry about everybody else. And then the final message that we got here for you is expressing love. Today I notice the things I appreciate about the people in my life. I take a moment to send them love and to wish them well. My love is infinite, and it feels great to express it. Again, very beautiful. And I really feel like that also kind of ties into this Nine of Pentacles energy. Because when we're in this state of, you know, like fulfillment, a lot of the times we're able to give back more to other people, in the form of love, in the form of physical items, or, you know, like, material means or things like that. But I really think that it's important that, you know, as you go along this journey, the people that have, you know, supported you and, you know, told you that, you know, whatever you do, you'll be great at, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You know, the people that have given you the best advice or encouragement throughout this process, and the people that are still encouraging you to seek out the things that you really want, make sure that you show them love and make sure that you tell them that you appreciate them. It's very important for us to give back to other people that have helped us along the way. So, you know, I just feel like that's another really important message for you. Don't get so tied up in you know, having all of the means. Make sure that you're giving back to other people that have helped you. Give me 1 second here. I just need a drink of water. All right. Great. So let's go ahead and get into the last 3 cards that I drew for you here. So we have a new start is coming, new moon. Again, I really think that speaks to, you know, you starting this new phase, you going on this new journey, essentially, with the Fool energy, with the Sleep energy. You know, I really think that Spirit's just wanting to emphasize the importance of this new start, this new beginning for you. And then I also got, oh, they would not stick together there. Okay. Then we also got confidence is your key to success, new moon and Leo. So some of you may be Leos, maybe not. I only got like, you know, 1 wand card, which the wands represent the fire signs. But even if you're not, I feel like that could also be kind of something that's holding us back here, right? Because we're in this state of limbo here, this state of, you know, I want to move forward, but I'm not really sure how I should move forward. Or, you know, maybe I shouldn't do this, but I really don't want to go back to where I was before. And then again, you know, unfortunately too, like other people, when they put their doubts and their fears on us, they can really crush our confidence without meaning to. And so I think it's really important that you stay confident and you stay grounded in what you want to achieve. But like, don't let other people's opinions hinder your confidence in yourself, because that puts us back in this mind state of, well, I don't know what to do, because you don't have the confidence in yourself to know what direction you should move forward in. So, you know, just be careful with other people in that regard, but, you know, hang on to that confidence, because like what you're going after like clearly has the ability to be something great for you. So don't let like insecurity get in your way, okay? And then the last card that we have for you here is you're very close to achieving your goal, gibbous moon. You can't make this shit up, all right? So again, I think that you're really on the precipice of like where you want to be and like what you want to achieve. You just have to be able to get past this here, this stuck in limbo, like being stuck in limbo, worrying about finances potentially for some of you, and then, you know, listening to other people's opinions instead of like listening to like your true intuition. Because again, for some of you, this could be you fighting yourself internally. But for most of you, I really feel like it's external. It's other people, you know, putting those seeds of doubt in your mind. So you're very close to achieving your goal. That's beautiful. I think that as long as you believe in yourself and you keep working toward what you want and you actually take like actionable steps towards what you want, you'll be well on your way to achieving the things that you want. Like I said, for most of you, I feel like it's career-wise. So we're just going to stick with that. That is all that I have for you today, though, pile number 3. Thank you so much for joining me today for this reading. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment below letting me know if this reading resonated with you. And I will see you guys for the next reading. All right. Thank you.